skincare is such a critical discussion, especially this time of year where our skin is more susceptible to UV damage and hyperpigmentation and acne. Of course, the toxins from sweat that causes breakouts while we're outside, and even the chlorine from pools whenever we go swimming. The worst possible thing that we think couldn't happen to our skin usually does, and it's so treacherous whenever we get that god awful breakout. But there are three products here that I'd like to rave and talk about today that's been very contributive to my day-to-day skin routine, and that's also been very life-changing since even the winter time when I started taking them. So stay tuned as I talk to you about these three amazing products and the brands themselves here on the Body Heroes channel. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me. My name is Body Rose if you're not already familiar. And I thank you in advance for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing on this channel to make a lot of more people aware of the different products that are out there that are pretty life-changing and that have yielded results for me and a lot of people that have probably slept on. I've never even heard of these products and different things. So, as I mentioned, there are three products I use my day-to-day for my skincare routine, as well as a few rituals in my skincare routine that have aided me. I know that this is one of the many things that you've probably heard over the years. You know, everybody's always got the golden grail tips on how to get your skin clear, how to get that glass skin effect, whatever have you. But as you get older and you get into the 30s, you find it getting a little bit harder and harder to maintain skin, and it can happen. Breakouts may not be as susceptible for some, or it may be more susceptible for others to have. Ingrown hairs may become less of a thing for some individuals, whereas ingrown hairs for other individuals may be more of a thing. And I could just go on. Hyperpigmentation, sunspots, discoloration, you name it, it's a thing as you get older. That being said, there's so many other opportunities with some of the products that I've been using, and so much that I have gained in using these same products initially. The biggest thing has been just that level of consistency, as well as just finding things that work with my skin that has been changing over the years. And the reason why I mention this is because there was a time I could remember like perfume soap and different products I just could not use. Like, I would break out into hives if I used perfume soap. Now I don't. And it's just so crazy because you would think like your skin stays static over the years, but it changes as you get older. So I guess that's a bit of a lie, but I don't question biology. It's just one of those things. So, excuse me, to get into what I was hoping to discuss with all of you, three products have helped me. They've changed my life completely. These are products I use daily. And there's so many other ones that I use, but the biggest thing before I get into them is the key is to exfoliate. You have to exfoliate. I typically exfoliate 2 to 3 times a week. The more you do it, you could have irritated skin unless you got, crocodile skin. If you can handle doing it in the day and in the night, that's fine. I always suggest doing it early in the morning and then early in the evening, 2 to 3 times a week for that very reason. Skip days in between, so that way the dead skin cells and of course the minerals at the same time, they get to do their thing. So you're not irritating your skin and you're not drying it out. Even with the products that I have to show you that will also aid in moisturizing should you actually be privy to it. So with that being said, let's dive in. So the first product that I must rave about, and you can find a lot of these products on their website, but I will say if you live anywhere that has a Sprouts, these skincare products will be there. I am the type of person, though, I would prefer to get them online because you can actually get them in bundles. The first product is a Cure, or a Cure, however you want to pronounce it. This has changed my life. So this is a resurfacing glycolic and unicorn root cleanser. This has been good for my exfoliation routine while I'm in the shower. Gave me glass skin within like a week. I live by this stuff. I try to use it very sparingly, but generous enough to where I get my effect. It is the bomb. I love this stuff. And as I've said before, it's been just very amazing. I typically use an exfoliation brush, the battery operated one. You can find one at Target. You can get one, honestly, in Walmart. You know, just get you a cheap one. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy. And typically, when I'm in the shower after I've done my scrubbing and all that and exfoliating of my body, I typically save my face for last. Especially if I end up doing my lashes, I always exfoliate before I start doing my lashes. And this, again, complete lifesaver. I strip my skin. I don't steam it before, which is another method we will be talking about prior into one of our next videos, you know, the benefits of steaming, but that'll save for another day. But typically I will steam my face after I get out the shower as well to keep the pores open and to make sure that everything is heavily penetrated. And this, like, unicorn root cleanser has been just, again, a life changer. It gets rid of a lot of breakouts. It is very impactful when it comes to cleaning out my pores. I have had no issues with ingrown hairs around my chin area whenever I have it. But it's helped me to step up my game in that aspect, as well as just preventing other breakouts too. So if you haven't tried any of the Acure brand, it is natural. It's very user-friendly, really amazing for nighttime care or even daytime care. It does not need to be either or used, you know, all the time. It can be used once a day. If you want to use it all the time, it's great. But the stuff is so good. I try my best to use it only once a day. I've had no issues with it. I've had no new breakouts when I use it. If I use other cleansers, sometimes, you know, I get that. Even Burt's Bees doesn't do the job like this stuff does here. So I enjoy it all the more. The next thing that I will rave about, in accordance with my skincare routine, believe it or not, from the same brand, Acure. I've had to use this sparingly too. This is very bio-friendly. This would be the Radically Rejuvenating Dual Phase Bakuchi Oil, Bakugo Oil, phase serum. It's very weird looking. It looks like borderline algae and chemicals, something you probably find in a lab. But I gotta say, a little goes a long way with this stuff. It's very rich. This too is from Acure. Very amazing for nighttime care. I prefer to use it at night because, believe it or not, I've noticed a new glow. It's even gave me a little bit of anti-aging property. You know, granted, I'm always smiling too, so that helps. But needless to say, if you're looking for something that can help tighten the skin and make you look pretty young, this helps with that. So a lot of the fine lines and a lot of the issues I've had with my skin, which I haven't had fine lines, but like that tired look or the listlessly aging look, this helps with it to a T. And I don't need it very often. I don't use it very often. It's just been very reliable as far as just brightening the skin and giving you a very youthful look. So if you're more partial to maybe just using this once a week, that's all you really need. And it's very impactful. I too use this sparingly, but in addition to the unicorn root, it's only whenever I'm getting ready for a really big event, maybe a date, or whenever I'm just going out of town or going to be gone, you know. But this is really good stuff, especially after you do like a really detailed skin routine, of which I pair with my face mask that I have. It's actually very cool, which I will give you guys a overview of that product at the end of this video as well. And it's an actual face mask, like it's the LED mask from LED Aesthetics, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Very interesting tool, which I do pair with that bare. I don't put a towel or any kind of gel mask over it. Like after I've exfoliated, after I put this on, I slap that back on and just let it go. And lastly, and not the very least, this would be my vitamin C serum. This is for daily use. I just got another bottle. This is the Vitamin C Glow Face Oil. Really good for hyperpigmentation. Very friendly. A little goes a long way with this one as well. You do not need a lot. This brand is called Derma-E. Very, very amazing brand. They have a whole line of different products. There's a scar oil I highly recommend, but we don't have it with us. That's used for the body, and we'll save that for another video as well. But you can use that also on your face. But I love this vitamin C oil because it balances my skin tone compared to a lot of other products I have used in the past. And the one thing that I've got to say about vitamin C is that it's not too radical. It doesn't burn. It doesn't sting. It's a very, very sweet smelling serum, at least to me. It smells so good, and you just don't need a lot. It's not super heavy or dense on the skin. And I use this as well for my face mask that I have from LED Aesthetics as well. Very powerful even on its own. If you don't have an LED aesthetic mask like I do, then you don't need one. It's really, really awesome for it. It's just, I prefer to use it with it. It's just too good. And I will say these serums, they're not terribly out of pocket. I believe this one was like $12 for me at the time. I don't know if it's gone up or not, but it's really, really good stuff. And you also can get a cleanser in case you're not a fan of Acure. But I love Acure. It's been really good for me as well. I've had no issues with any of these products and using them unilaterally. So I will say that these products so far are like the biggest lifesaver for me on a day-to-day. As far as other practices, I do steam my face with a face steamer. You can buy one on Amazon. They have some that look like diffusers. They have others where you can even lay down and it'll spray your face. I typically like to lean into mine in the bathroom with my towel on and just do my thing. But I will always steam my face before I do my exfoliation routine for my face, and then steam it one more time for like 5 minutes, and then pat dry my face, and then use my serum. And very modestly, like I will not use too much because you'll probably break out or you'll clog your pores again if you have sensitive skin. But needless to say, this is what I use. I love these products. They've been very reliable to me. They've been very good to me as far as their duration and usage. And I just don't think I could use anything else. I've been experimenting with other products, so I, of course, will see how they measure up. One of these days, I'd like to test out Derma-E's cleansers versus Acure's cleansers. But for the time being, I am completely content with what I'm using. So in the next video, we'll talk about, or as a bonus video here, probably here shortly, I will go over the mask that I use along with these 3 products. It's from LED Aesthetics. Very amazing mask, very tech savvy. They have other ones that have come out since then, but I will go on ahead and do an overview of them. But for now, even though I said I would do it in this video, I think the best thing to do is just go on ahead and do a separate segment of it because it's actually a very interesting tool and the accessories that come with it. So that's all the time that I have for today. Thank you again for viewing this video. Your likes, your comments, your subscriptions, your engagements, they are so greatly appreciated. If there are any products that you guys know of that you'd like me to go on ahead and try out and test out and talk about my experience more, I'm always open to suggestions. But until the next time, you guys, this is Body Rose. Thank you so much for taking the time. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.